Let us begin our meditation today. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Take a deep breath in and release a deep breath out. If you're wearing spectacles, please remove it. Simply relaxing yourself. And just being with our natural incoming and outgoing breath. Each time we are with a breath, our mind starts to become empty. So just be with your breath. Whenever you find yourself wandering into your own thoughts, come back to your natural breathing. Bring all your awareness back in this moment on your natural breath. How you're breathing in and how you're breathing out. Simply be with your breath. That's it. Deep with your breath. You're just being with your breath. Last 1 minute. Last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Do not open your eyes. And now, open your palms and place them on over your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome back. How was your meditation? I think you can unmute yourself. It's if you want to speak, and I am not a host today, so I won't be able to spotlight anyone. So amazing, amazing. Congratulate yourself that we are at the end of our journey. We have reached we have reached 20th day, and tomorrow we're going to celebrate and talk to each other. Today we are going to talk about power of silence in reading books. Why it is important to read books, and what is the importance and power of silence. I'm guessing you both know Hindi, right? So silence means mauna in Hindi. And mauna is not just silent, like I'm keeping quiet. Not just that. It's a silence. It's a deep silence on a deeper level. Okay, not just not speaking, but also your mind is also in a place where you're not having inner chats or a lot of restlessness. Your mind is also calm. So we must practice at least a day in a week, full silence from every conversation that we generally have. You don't need to stop your work, daily chores. Do it, but practice complete mauna for 1 day and see the experiment, see the results. And I'll explain the results. I'll explain what happens when we, practice Mauna. But I really wanted to, say that, that how to practice Mauna also I want to convey that no phone calls. Of course, if you're on Mauna, how will you take phone calls? Even if any phone call is coming, keep your phone away from you for one day, so that you are not tempted to pick up the call. Of course, if you are, do not do it on your work day when you're working. If you're working, so do not do it on your work day. Do it on, weekends, where you are easily available for yourself. Okay, do it on that day. So completely avoid. If it's very urgent, if it's very immediate, you can use a piece of paper, write very minimal words. I'm sure you all know Mahatma Gandhi. Now that you guys are here, I'm sure you know Mahatma Gandhi. He used to practice in his lifetime. He practiced one day at least in a week, Mauna, for all his life. Why Mauna? What is Mauna? Like I said, on a deeper, it's silence on a deeper level. So with meditation and silence are very complementary to each other. With meditation, we silent our mind, right? Similarly, while we are in practicing Mauna, we are silencing our chattering. When we speak also, our energy is getting consumed. We are wasting our energy, like how we see things. That's why it's not necessary to always, how our brain functions. If we see something, it immediately sends us information and we start thinking about it. Okay, that's very natural of brain. That's brain function. But when we are in awareness, we know where to put our mind into. Even if our eyes can see everything, we're not going into deep inner conversations or inner chattering with of that what we are looking at. But usually whatever we look, for example, you're sipping a coffee, but while sipping a coffee, your thoughts are completely different. You're in a different world. So that is inner chattering, which keep on happening. So when we do Mauna, we help ourselves. We not only consume the energy that we waste while using unnecessary speech. In a day, find yourself, if you notice yourself, or you have noticed people who talk a lot, chatter a lot. They the meaning or the worded of their whole speech of, maybe they are talking for 1 hour. The gist of whole topic maybe could be one line, but they'll speak on it for hours and hours and hours. So if you find yourself or anybody else doing it, know that their mind is restless. So first, Mona will help us in this set of wasting our speech unnecessarily, speaking unnecessarily. If we do not, because of that restlessness, a person finds an outlet, a way of outlet, so they speak. Okay, if they do not find anybody physically, what they might do, they will take their phone call, they take their phone and call somebody unnecessarily. No meaningful talks, no purpose of calling anybody, just to call and say what's happening. Okay, tell me what's happening. In Hindi we say aur kya chal raha hai, that's it. What's happening, what's next? You're not getting anything from there. You don't have anything to say, but you want that outlet to happen. the energy of which is because piled up energy. There's a lot of piled up restless energy in you. So three kind of conversation you will be able to understand when you're meditating and if you're practicing silence, mauna. First, like this, when you have too much restlessness in mind or in your body, or if too much piled up energy, you want an outlet. Some people like for these activities are for those who are very extrovert. So they can express through words. But there's some people who do not express, who are introverts, who do not express themselves. But it's not that they don't have chatter. So they have a lot of inner chattering, inner conversations. Whole day they can talk to themselves in their mind about one thing or the other. They won't speak, but their mind is not silent. Always talking, always analyzing, producing outcomes, or thinking about this, if this has gone past, future, or creating stories and just imagining that. So all of this, who are introvert, they might do this. So inner chattering, and we can experience both of them. Too much expression and too much inner conversations, which are unnecessary. We have talked about inner conversations in our previous topics. So we know what inner conversations is. And third is subtle conversation. Now with this word subtle only, we'll understand this, that it's happening, but it's on a very subtle level. So when you're a meditator, you're meditating, you will be easily be able to recognize it. But normal people who already have so much going on in their mind, they do not realize that there's something like subtle conversations also happening. For example, right now I'm talking to you, you're speaking to me, but at the back of your mind, there is some conversation happening, some replies you're telling yourself, or some situation you're thinking about, and coming back again to what I'm speaking. So that's subtle thinking. Always keep happening. Even if you're reading a book or anything, watching a movie, even while watching a movie, there's some question and answering or conversation keeps happening in our mind, right? That's subtle conversation. While having inner conversation, you'll be aware that you're deliberately talking to yourself in your mind. But subtle is it's happening. Sometimes you're conscious about it, sometimes it just keeps happening and you don't even realize. So all of these habits or practices depletes our energy. That's why we didn't do anything whole day. We were just sitting, but still we don't feel energetic, because all of it depletes our energy. It's taking away our energy. So practice silence whole day. No subtle thinking, no inner conversations, unnecessary inner conversations. Okay, no speech, no talking to anybody verbally. Even if people come to you, tell them before the day you decide to practice meditation, day before only, inform everybody, nearby people who you are living with, that tomorrow I'm gonna be on silent for 24 hours, or how much time you want to practice. Start with one day, 24 hours, okay, out of which 12 hours or 8 hours or 6 hours of sleep. Okay, so take one day and tell everybody that I I'm gonna be on silent until unless there's very necessity. Do not, provoke me to speak. Do not I'll use all of these words which we have been learning about. Do not interfere in that practice. Okay. And that one thing, all of this, definitely it helps, and when you'll do Mona, a lot of subtle thoughts, not just subtle thoughts, but also suppressed thoughts will come up, because now all the exterior chattering has stopped. Now you're not involving yourself in a lot of conversations that are happening outside. So a lot of inner that is suppressed thoughts or emotions might come, and it will tempt you to talk or think about it. But that is what you have to be mindfulness. While you're practicing silent, you have to practice mindfulness of being detached from those thoughts. The moment those thought comes, take a breath and say that, no, I'm gonna be in this present moment. I don't need those conversations, because we are so habitual of all of these practices of talking. So it will naturally, one day at a time, it can be very tough. When I practiced Mona for the first day, it was tough for me, because I am a person who imagines a lot. Being a creative person, I imagine stories a lot. So for me, it was very hard, but I took challenge. I increased my time, and the transformation, the energy that I felt after experiencing Mona was something very different. I felt so calm. I was so aware. After practicing Mona, I was so very aware. Now, in my after those maybe in the continuation after days after practicing Mona, I was aware where the those chattering coming from, and I have to cut them off. I don't need to practice in those chattering anymore. So the awareness level increases, because you have given yourself time from deliberately cutting yourself off from all those unnecessary talks that keeps happening. You call somebody has talked about what's happening in their family matters, and whole day will go in your mind about thinking about this family members or matters, and thinking how can you help them. We don't realize how much energy we are wasting in all of these. Something happened in office, you saw somebody doing something else, it was not even related to you directly, and the whole day you will think, oh my god, people are like that, people are so mean, people are this, people are that. But these are the conversation keep happening whole day. Your energy will keep depleting just because you got involved in something else, somebody else conversation. So mindfulness and silence will go hand in hand. The day you practice silence, practice mindfulness. And again, try to avoid unnecessary, even writing things. Because I've experienced, I've seen people doing it. While practicing Mona, now that they will say they're not speaking, they'll keep writing. They'll do text messages a lot. But the very purpose of Mona will be depleted, will go to waste, because you're talking again. Your mind is not silent. So the very purpose of practicing Mona is to increase your energy, to conserve your energy, your prana. Prana is cosmic energy. Okay. So that was about practicing Mauna, and there's so much about it. Your willpower, tremendously, your willpower will increase with practicing silence, Mauna. Now you say how willpower can increase by practicing Mauna, because you're choosing what you're doing in practicing silence. Willingly, you're cutting off what is not required for you. Any kind of fasting will increase your willpower, because you're choosing to control your wish to fast for a day, your wish to be on silent for a day, and you're taking charge of it. So your tremendous willpower will increase tremendously. So if you want to achieve anything, if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to increase your willpower, practice fasting, practice Mauna. Mauna is fasting of words, of thoughts, any kind of thoughts, any kind of conversations. So that was about silence. Now coming to reading books. I know we only have 10 minutes left, but reading books is so important for your spiritual growth, so important. One more thing I want to add in practicing silence is that while practicing silence, you will achieve a lot of self-mastery. Mastery over thoughts, mastery over your words, mastery over your speech, the way you speak. So it will increase your awareness in all these sectors. So must experiment one day, and I would love to hear your experiences, because I'll tell you my experience. My a whole day I was silent, but there was a lot of chattering. I didn't know that I have to silence my mind also. I have to cut off those thoughts that are coming, that in a conversation that keep happening. I didn't know that. I thought silencing is just shut your mouth for whole day, and I can easily do that. I can easily be with myself and not speak to anybody for hours and hours, for days and days. I can easily do that. So it was not hard for me. But the moment I got to know that you have to silence your mind also, you don't have to text also anybody. So that really, brought a challenge in my life. But I did.
Can we work like office work or like this anywhere? Because I am analyst, so I have to read news and all the financial news. So that won't work. I cannot work that.
First, initially try to experience and experiment silence on those days when you're free, like I said, weekends, so that your first have full experience of being with yourself, in the present moment. Thoughts, again, it's not that you won't get thoughts, but you will always be in present moment and not creating stories, or not talking yourself, involving yourself with unnecessary conversations. So practice silence on that day when you're not obliged to work. Even do your daily chores, if you have to do your housework, or and slowly you can practice it during your office time also, when you're doing where involves people are involved. So when you're at work, you have to reply to your boss, or you have to reply to your colleague. You cannot text them and say that, hey, I'm on Mauna, and I won't reply.
Sometimes my work is like I don't need to talk with someone or anything. I am working on Excel sheet. I have to see some data and to analyze and all these things. So because whole day I'm working from home, so whole day nobody is at home, and I know no need to talk to anyone, any boss or anything. But I have to work.
Yes, I understand. So again, on your third day or fourth day, then you naturally will see that you are practicing mauna, because you are anyway not speaking to anybody, but now you're aware of, while working also there could be, those conversation or some thoughts could be there. So then you will automatically be on silent. But first practice on those days when you are with yourself and you don't have to involve in certain activities where you need to put your mind into, or where people are involved. So, and for the people who are, living with family members, so, or have kids, so you can't avoid, you can't, separate yourself, lock yourself in a room and say, I'm on a mona. No, we don't need that. What you need to, of course, tell them that I'm on silent, until unless it's very necessary, where, where my involvement is at most required and nothing else, the thing will not happen if you're not involved. So only then anybody will approach you to speak, and then also just take a note, keep a notepad with you, and use minimum words, not like you're writing whole speech, whole paragraphs and telling them what to do. Again, not utilize minimum speech, minimum usage of creating thoughts. With practice, you will understand what I'm saying, of being in complete total with yourself, with your breath, mindfully. You're not closing your eyes, you're not collapsing your hands, you're not crossing your legs now. You're open mind, you're working, you're doing everything, you're eating, you're sleeping, everything, but you are in present moment with yourself, with full awareness of what's happening within you, and not exaggerating your energy into in unnecessary stuff. So like how Manjari, you said you naturally do not need to speak to people, so you're naturally conserving those energy by, because you're working from home. That's a great opportunity of avoiding those conversations. But now when you'll practice silence, you will see that there is a lot of difference now. The inner conversations will also pop up now. You might not be, communicating exterior with any exterior physical entity, but there's a lot of inner things that are going on. That's also a pile up of energy when we keep having inner conversations. And those piled up energy exerts us and comes in a form of, again, piled up energy will always cause some body aches, or something which our body will try to ensure, fevers or headaches, or sometimes we will be so emotionally or mentally drained that we don't want to be with anybody, or we will be very agitated. So people who have the ability of expressing, they take it out like that. But people who do not express much, they all keep piling up. So when we practice silence, all of those conversations you'll be aware of, and you can easily just, the moment those pop up, you will cut them off. That's just practice once. And coming to reading books, very much required. I'll be sharing few of the authors, where from few of the books also being shared in the group. You can begin with those books, but start with a book. Meditating, reading books, and sharing your experiences, these are the three pillars of your spiritual growth. If you really want, if you all are disciplined, that's why you are here. You are very sincere. Okay, that's why you are here. But find a discipline. Sincerity is there, but find a discipline. You have to be disciplined with your practice of knowing yourself. Why we're reading book? To know ourselves. So much knowledge is there, so many, so many masters have written so much through their experiences. What are we waiting for? Read books, grab their knowledge, and you will get so many answers. Some question will pop in your mind which you didn't even know could come while reading that book, and it will get answered through that book. So read books as much as possible. One book is done, read next book. And if, because generally people come up with this question that I do not have practice or patience of reading book, how can I still read book or still accumulate this practice of reading book? Everything comes with will. Wherever there is a will, there is a way. So stop telling yourself that I cannot read book, I do not have patience of reading book, or whenever I read book I sleep. All keep, again, like how in meditation or how a baby learns to walk, it's same with anything that you do. So if you're not able to read book, if it's making you sleepy or you get easily bored, put more energy into it. Give yourself more tasks. Today I'm going to read 5 pages, next day I'm going to read 1 chapter. Increase your capacity of reading books like that. But read books. Torquem Sidarian, his book of healing and joy and healing changed my life. Suddenly I was just searching, and because it titled as joy and healing, and I was looking for happiness, so it attracted me. He is a great spiritual scientist, Torquem Sidarian. His books are marvelous, life-changing books. When I read Joy and Healing, and the way he shared his experiences about finding the true meaning of joy, and the way he shared his research and the whole life journey, it really opened my mind. So if you want to really understand yourself, read spiritual books, and write spiritual books is very much required to read. There are plenty of books out there, fictional, non-fictional, religious, non-religious, all kind of books are there. But reading right spiritual books is what I'm talking about. Sometimes non-fictional books also have great knowledge, but read right spiritual books. And I'll give you I'll share one list of recommended books. Anytime you need any book, you come across any name of book and you do not have, ask me. I'll provide you PDF, or I'll provide you links where you can grab those PDF, or buy books. Because when you hold a book and read it, that energy is different. Fill your mind. Why our mind is filled with such thoughts, useless thoughts, heavy thoughts? Because mind needs to function at something, so it keep on creating thoughts, keep on whatever it's looking at it. Change your focus. If you're reading book, give your brain to think about those topics. And there also, while practicing meditation and reading book, also again go hand in hand. So it's very important to read books. The more books you will read, the more you will be able to understand yourself. That's the only thing I can say about reading books. Reading books is also another way of listening to other people's experiences, right? So read books. Read Lobsang Rampa is, if you're a scientific person, if you really like scientific reasoning of everything, understanding this body, why we are soul and not this body, what is energy, how we are vibrational being, what is astral travel, all of these topics. Read Lobsang Rampa. He's a greatest master. His books were the first, Patriji? Do you all know Patriji? He read Lobsang Rampa for the first time, and his journey began with that. Seema is saying no. So he is a founder of PSSM, and he's an enabler who taught me meditation, who I learned everything from, and who gave me platform of learning from other masters. So last year only he left his body, but he's a greatest grandmaster, and he taught very beautifully that there is no death. And with reading books was one thing that he really fixed, always used to speak about it. Read all the masters. Don't leave even one single spiritual master on this planet. Read every master's book. Learn from them. He was absolutely against followership. He gave an example like not reading books is like living near a huge ocean and dying out of scarcity of water. So knowledge is all around us, and we are living in suffering. That I'm not able to, this, I have to pay bills. I didn't get the job that I want, or I'm having troubles in my relationship. All these sufferings is all because of lack of knowledge. Now all these 20 days that happened till now, you have gained so much, information. Now all this information will, until unless you use in practical life, it won't be of any use. But now that you have an information, you at least know that this is what it is. So you are able to understand yourself better. So that was it. Please read books. I will provide as many names of books and authors' name that I can. And any of you like any of the book which attracts you, which resonates with you, even just the heading, ask me and I'll provide you the PDF. Okay. So thank you so much. If you have anything to share, go ahead.
Thank you, Nandini. Actually, the time span for concentration is increasing day by day. Earlier, lot of thoughts. Even now also, I cannot say that I have attained completely. Lot of thoughts are spreading, but I am able to bring it back to my breathing in a faster time. Earlier, again, I was not able to this. Now I feel that I am able to bring it immediately. Earlier, it was not like that. Not that it is this. I like to and meditation is really helping. I feel so that. And as you said, even myself, I don't talk to many people. I have very few sets of people only. And normally the whole day, sometimes I spend without talking to anybody also, except for my housemaid and my son, I have to talk. And normally I don't go out also. This also has been restricted. But once if anybody calls, yes, I do. I talk this, but not that like call any of this. But I don't know how to this with the children, how to practice this mauna. I was thinking, because we have to tell them to study this, that, and all.
Prepare yourself. See, again, detachment. This will also help you learn detachment, practice detachment. One day, your whole world will be absolutely fine with your absence. Why we give ourselves so importance that without us, our child won't be able to sustain one day.
Yeah,
He has been, of course, trust in him, tell him that you're gonna practice silence for one day, and I want you to give your best in all that you do. What, plan the whole day for him and give him that plan, and then trust him. Now give him that opportunity also to be able to perform without your assessment or guidance. No, do this, we are not studying, this is your study time. So this will help also for you to understand and practice detachment, and also you will be able to see that what is actually happening within you, what conversations keep happening, why, if there any kind of worry, so that will pop and you'll know that this is what is happening whole day with me. Because we are putting our attention towards our, we have to make food, we have to do this work or that work, or we have to complete that assignment. But internally there are so many, again, those subtle thoughts which are happening while we're doing things. Our focus is on things, but there are some subtle thoughts keep on going. So that is also depleting our energy. We have to cut them off also. So that's a part of subconscious mind. So yes, plan everything beforehand. The day you're choosing to practice Mona, plan everything for everyone beforehand. And not just not that you are gonna give them rules or something like that, but if wherever your involvement is very much of required, that it will not happen if until you are there, may give the plan beforehand. Tell your maid, if you have to tell something to your maid or something to your husband or something, anything, do that beforehand. On the day that you're practicing Mona, again, until and unless it's very urgent, all this will come with practice. First day you will definitely wanna, it will be very hard for you to hold for not to speak. You might see your child not studying, and you will push yourself, you will try a lot not to speak, but you might speak. So again, I'm not putting any fear here, but I'm giving you a scenario that this happens because we're so habitual of it. So in that situation, your real challenge will come in. So again, try and test. But being completely honest with yourself is what you need to be. If you are choosing to practice Mona, be completely honest with yourself. Do not say that, oh, I'll not speak. But maybe, being honest is like, if you have chosen to not to speak or being on silent, completely deep silence, then practice it with 100%. No cheating. Then maybe I should just speak to my son for a second, and then I'll go back in silent. Or maybe I just, instruct my maid or come and, what she's doing, I'm not liking. I should just, because I have to tell her, she doesn't know the way. Let everything be. Even the world war is coming, let the war happen. You be on silent because you chose that thing to do. So yeah. And I would love to hear from you. How was your experience of first Mona?
Sure.
When you do it.
Yeah. We'll let you know. And the books, if you have PDF of that, you better send it so that here I don't know the availability of books in Lagos.
Absolutely. Whatever, just tell me the name of the book that you are interested in, reading, and I'll find the resource and send it to you. I have a lot of PDFs with me.
Scientific.
But sending all the PDFs. Oh, Lobsang Rampa you're talking about? Yeah. You want that book? Yeah. Again, okay, I'll send you books, his books. English is fine with you?
Yeah, English is fine.
Reading English?
Yeah, English only.
All right.
Hindi have a little bit issue of reading this. English is fine.
No problem.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll send in a group itself so that it reaches other people also, just in case they want to read. So I'll send Lobsang Rampa's books in the group. And otherwise also in any, further time, anytime you need any help with books or PDFs, I'll be happy to help you.
Yeah. Thank you, Nandini. And one more friend of mine.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, just 1 minute. One more friend of mine wanted to join who is in Bombay. I have given the link to her. Today I told her to join. I don't know whether she would this. Is there any link or anything like Indian group where she can join this in the
Absolutely.
daytime?
Just send me her contact. I'll add her to all the Indian groups, because there's whole pyramid center. There's whole team in Mumbai. Regular sessions also keep happening, so she can definitely join that, and in fact meet people over there. Go to pyramid center. So we have not talked about pyramids in details in these sessions, but with some pause, after some pause, we're gonna come with advanced classes. So look forward to it, and I'm looking forward to see you all there. So there we will be covering
Definitely will
all
join.
these topics. Awesome. That's really, I'm so happy that you are here and taking this step for yourself. It's super awesome.
Yeah.
And we're gonna celebrate tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our 21st day. So we're gonna celebrate ourselves for taking on this journey and succeeding it.
Yeah.
So
Nandini.
see you
And
tomorrow.
I want to say, I'll just this. I've done many courses like this, like this. What to say? I've done PVS, and then this one. I'd been to Brahma Kumaris also, and I had been to this also. What to say? This Ravi Shankar ji. That 15 days course also. This, but for me, from all this meditation, I enjoyed really. This one I really like. That's what made me that in time I was there every day, and tomorrow also I'll be there, hopefully. Yeah. Like
Yes,
I got
you have always been to join.
yeah, peace of mind and
I'm happy.
satisfaction I had.
Yes,
Yeah.
Seemaji, this happens. I've heard many people sharing this experience, and I'll share just small concept, small learning, my own learning, that when we are seeking, in path, there are many things that we want to, because we're seeking, okay, that zest is within us. So we learn from everybody. We learn from everybody, but then there is this first class, second class, third class, right? And then we reach which gives us the ultimate knowledge. So all of those also, they led us to this part where we do not need to do anything else, right? We're just practicing, we're just being with our breath.
That is true. That is what they
So
say, but still somehow I don't know. This meditation just I liked it. That's all I can say for now. Yeah. Thank you, Nandini. Thank you then. Bye. See you for tomorrow. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Bye.